Hello, everyone, and happy Ash Wednesday. We are running a few minutes late this evening, so thank you guys for joining on board with us. For those of you who are watching for the first time, welcome. My name is Cosi Belloso, and I'm a physical therapist based in Tampa, Florida. I've been a PT for a little over 23 years, and my passion is working with the amputee and limb loss community. Now, tonight, I have a very special guest. We have Bill Hattan, founder of SleevSaver, and our new 2026 sponsor for the show. Bill is a bilateral below-the-knee amputee who has created many simple solutions to make your daily life easier as an amputee. So folks, grab your favorite coffee mug and welcome to Cosi Talks Live. All right, guys, we're here. Welcome aboard, Bill. Yeah, no, you've had a busy day. So you are at the American Academy of Orthotists and Prosthetists Conference, yes?
Yes. And it was quite a trip getting in here, but boy, there's a lot of people, that's for sure.
It's a great conference. Is it in Nashville this year, I think?
Yeah, it is. It's in Nashville at the Gaylord Resort, and we're here, and we barely had a chance to even get set up, and our people are just lined up to talk to us. So I don't know if that's your fault, Cozy, or if that's part of it. But
Well, you have a lot of good stuff to talk about, Bill. So we're going to start this off night right. So I don't know if you got your mug with you. You didn't have a chance to grab anything, did you? There you go. Cheers to you. Cheers to our viewers. And I do want to start off the night by saying thank you so much for sponsoring the show this year. It has been a pleasure getting to work with you and your team. And I'm so excited to share with everyone everything that you've created to help in the everyday life of the amputee. So we're gonna say hello to some of our viewers here who have been waiting patiently. Guys, thank you again. We got Chuck Williams coming in from Wyoming with hot coffee and ice water. We got Mark. No, Mark, it's not. I'm late. I'm Cuban. I'm on Cuban Standard Time. What can I say? He's coming in from Colorado with water in his cup tonight. All right, we got Scott coming in from West Virginia. Emily coming in from Central PA. She just got back from church. Did you get your ash to church today, Emily? I know, terrible pun. Terrible pun. All right, we got Grant coming in from snowy Salt Lake City with Diet Dr. Pepper. We got Stacy on board, Donna, Harsh, guys, welcome aboard. Sean, we got Robert, and we got Bubbles on board too. Bubbles is always listening in. I love it. We got Tom coming in from Canada. Jim H from Ohio, Pop 19. I've got your answers for next week, Pop 19, so you got to stick around. Marianne, yes, I am started. We are here. So guys, we've got some great stuff tonight. We're going to start by announcing the giveaway, okay? We need to show Bill support. He is doing amazing things. He is a fellow amputee, guys. Show him support by following him on Facebook or following him on Instagram. That's where we're taking our winners tonight. So go start doing that. In the meantime, I'm going to turn it over to Bill because I want him to tell us his story. So Bill, I'm going to now turn it over to you.
Oh, well, thank you, Cozy. And, first, it's a pleasure to be a sponsor of your program. And you bring so much help to our community. And for that, I'm forever grateful. But, I became, my career was in highway safety. And I developed what they call intelligent transportation systems. And we were setting up one of our systems in Detroit on I-94 and Joy Road. And motorist took the shoulder at 80 and hit myself and my coworker. And my coworker perished at the scene. She was just a small drink of water and very, very energetic, but she ended up passing away at the scene. I was thrown about 67 feet over the overpass on I-94 down onto Joy Road, and I thankfully there was a trauma one emergency less than a mile away. And when they wheeled me in, I went through 30 units of blood in the ER room, was in a coma for 75 days, trached, respirated, ventilated. Man, I think I've been through the war on that one. But here I am. And when I woke up from my coma, I looked out my window and I thought, man, I can either go left or right. And I just decided to make the best of it. And I tried for 2 years to save my legs. And I got osteomyelitis, infection in the bone on both limbs. And I had to have pretty quick amputations when that was discovered. So after, going through amputations, I'm like, wow, now what am I going to do? This amputation life, they get you throwing so many curveballs and, um, you just take one day at a time and you deal with it and do the best you can and keep every day with a smile on your face and you're going to get through it. And so, becoming an amputee, Cozy, I noticed in the industry that there were products out there, or non-existing products actually, that really could help the amputee everyday life. And I just started putting my thinking cap on, and I love designing and building stuff. So, that was in my corner a bit. But first I went into an elevated vacuum system, and I absolutely love my elevated vacuum. I've had the pin, I've had the suction, and the elevated vacuum really hit home to me. I'm a very active amputee. I don't like to sit around. I like to be on the move a lot. And the elevated vacuum really hit home for me. But one of the problems I saw with elevated vacuum was right around the trim line of the socket, your sleeve would just prematurely wear out right at that trim line. And I looked at that and I'm like, man, I was going through like $6,000 to $8,000 worth of sleeves a year. And I'm like, this is crazy. So my wife sent me out to the barn and I started to put some things together and some components and compounds. And a lot of times I became very frustrated. And finally one night I hit it and I started using it. And I just did it for myself. I'm tired of paying for these sleeves. And I started wearing it and I noticed my sleeve wear was really increased. And I went to my prosthetist for a fitting or for an adjustment, I should say. And I took my leg off and he's walking down the hall down to his workshop and I could hear him stop. And he turns around and he walks
Like,
back into the room. Yeah. He's like, Bill, what is this? And so I told him, I said, hey, it's just something I came up with. And he goes, well, do you have any more of that? And I'm like, well, yeah, I got some on parchment paper in my truck. So I gave him a bunch of it and handed it off. And about weeks later, I had to go back and see him. And he goes, Bill, you like, yeah. And he goes, I put that on a plumber. I put it on a carpet layer. I really put that product through its paces. And I go, wow, that's cool. And he goes, but you know what's really cool? And I go, what's that? And he goes, everybody came back and said, where can we buy this? And that's how SleevSaver was born. And really, it's a polyurethane uh, compound along with some nanotechnology that we put in there, and also some atom uh, crushing products so that we could get the flexibility. You have to kind of break up your atoms so you can get flexibility into your product. So we did all that, and I'm like, okay, great. Now I gotta like I can't make this out of my barn. What am I going to do? So I was very lucky and found a great manufacturer that we work hand in hand, and he makes the SleevSaver for me. And, you know, I really want to bring it out there because, um, you know, sleeves are so expensive that
Yeah.
Medicare will only give us 2 a year. And, you know, I have met so many people that have said, Bill, you bring tears to my eyes. And I go, why? And they go, do you know how many sleeves I can now use because they have the wear on the socket trim line? And I said, wow, really? And they go, yeah, you know. So I had a lady, I've gotten a lot of hugs and a lot of high fives. But, you know, the thing is, you know, we're just really excited to help the amputee throughout their journey. And, you know, this happened too, Cozy. I was thinking, okay, trim line, I got this nailed. Well,
Yep.
one day I was, you know, they put the gross Velcro strap around the bottom of the socket so your sleeve won't creep up on you.
Yes.
And, you know, that, Cozy, I had that. And one day it was all dirty and crinkly and all that. And I'm like, I'm going to try SleevSaver. And I put SleevSaver around the bottom of my socket, up just above the sleeve. And man, it works like $1,000,000. And the other thing, it looks really sexy versus a strap.
A strap. No, it looks good. And it really brings to life the expression necessity is the mother of invention. And this embodies it. It's a simple but effective, you know, it was just one of those things where you're just like, why didn't we think of this before? Like, why? So guys, I do want to make a distinction because I did have a couple of questions come in earlier about this, the difference between the sleeve and the liner. So let me just make that quick distinction. Okay. So this is an example of a liner. Here's an example of another liner. Okay. This is what goes directly onto your skin. Okay. This is what goes directly onto your skin and then into your socket. The sleeve that Bill is referencing looks like this. So you can see it's open. I'm trying to get in the camera. It's open on both ends and it goes over the outside of your socket. Okay. So the whole purpose for this is to create a seal. So for folks like Bill who use suction suspension, elevated vacuum, it just creates that seal. I also have some of my runners. Okay. If any of my runners are listening right now, a lot of my runners will use this as just an extra suspension when they're running. And you can only imagine if walking causes all the tears, the forces of running are really going to put a lot of wear and tear on these external sleeves. So this is just a fantastic device. Guys, I'm going to throw a QR code because y'all know I'm fancy with the QR codes right now. But I want you guys to have a look. This will take you straight to Bill's SleevSaver.com website. He's got a lot of stuff. Only a small portion of it is on the website, and it's going to be rolling out in the next couple of months, actually. So guys, let's show some love to Bill. Click on that QR code. I'm actually going to also post it into the chat because I know some folks, there we go. And I am also posting it on Instagram so you guys can take a look. All right. There we go. All right, here we go. Covering all the bases here, guys. Covering all the bases. Yes, so vacuum mic, it can be used for vacuum system sleeve. So any external sleeve, right? The sleeve itself can be used for elevated vacuum. It can be used just for simple suction. It can be used for an extra suspension. But basically, it's meant to protect the integrity of any external sleeve that is used with a socket. Okay. And this can be for below the knee and above the knee. Okay. So guys, this is a great device to use. It comes in a box. You can see the picture right there in the QR code, right? Nice, simple little device. It can get thrown into that fanny pack that you should be carrying around with your extra socks and extra paraphernalia, and it fits in there really nicely. All right, Emily's asking, does every socket use a sleeve or just certain suspension systems? I use a pin lock and I don't have a sleeve. Yes, Emily, only certain systems. Not every system will use an external sleeve. So that's why I wanted to make the distinction between the liner and the external sleeve, because I know sometimes folks can get these mixed up because, you know, they kind of look and feel the same, but they have two different uses. Okay. So just to clarify, the SleevSaver is for the external sleeve for folks who use one of those external sleeves. Guys, thank you for clicking on that QR code. And again, guys, here's the thing. We're going to do, I don't usually do this, but we're going to do this tonight. Okay. I've got my phone. SleevSaver has 49 followers on Instagram. Y'all, we can do better than that. I'm going to put your feet to the fire. I'm going to put you guys on the spot tonight. Maybe because it's Ash Wednesday. Maybe it's because it's Bill. I don't know what it is. But let's have a good time tonight and let's see how high we can get that number by the end of the night. Guys, if we make it to 60 followers, I will give one winner a free book, one of my books from the Cozy Talk Strong Body program. Okay, we're going to sweeten the pot a lot tonight. All right, so Instagram folks, get on there. If you don't have Instagram and you're on Facebook, follow him on Facebook. All right, Bill, let's keep talking. All right, so this is using a lot. So we already talked about who's the candidate, right? Anybody who's using an external sleeve, okay? Now, the big question I get from everybody that we need to address is it covered by insurance?
Good question, Cozy. You know, we are now covered through the health benefit account, HBA. That is definitely, you know, our product qualifies for the HBA. In regards to Medicare, you can get it reimbursed. Your clinician can get it reimbursed. Okay. And we have a descriptor, and it's an L code 5999, which is a generic, but we have a descriptor. So ask your prosthetist, you know, hey, I've heard about SleevSaver. I want to try SleevSaver, and they can definitely get it reimbursed by Medicare.
Okay.
And a lot of other insurance companies follow suit with Medicare. So if they pay for it, the other insurance companies typically will pick it up. But yeah, that's how we can get that.
The health savings, if you have an HSA health savings account, it will qualify for that. And then folks, even if it is out of a pocket expense for you, if you think about what the cost would be to replace the sleeve versus buying something like the SleevSaver, you got your cost benefit analysis real simplified right there for you. So Grant, thank you for following. Robert, thank you for following him. Pamela, Emily, thank you guys. And guys, as you follow Bill, or if you're already following him, put your name in the comments, because that's where I'm going to choose my winner for the book. If we can get up to 60 on Instagram, guys, up to 60 on Instagram, we can do this. We can do this. And thank you guys for clicking on that QR code. Okay, so I'm like going through my notes here because we have so much to talk about, Bill. And I'm like, okay, all right. So something else that you have created, it's not out yet, but it'll be out in the next couple of weeks. But we do want to talk about it because I think it's, again, a very simple creation with a great purpose. The liner dock. Tell us about the liner dock. Uh-oh. Don't freeze. Are you there? There you go.
I do quite a bit of traveling, and you know, drying your liners is a very critical part of your prosthetic care, so to speak. And what I always struggled with is the you know, the real big plastic ones that you would see, which now they're not even offering for sale anymore. But they were very clunky to travel with. They were very, you know, they would crush, break during air travel or whatnot. So I put on my thinking cap and I'm like, I got to come up with a nice liner dock that we can travel with. So what we did is we have a base, 6-inch base, and trust me, I went through a few of these in trials. So, I used a full carbon fiber base at first because I was thinking, wait, well, the problem with that is it's so light that when you put your liner on there, it would have a tendency to tip over. So we went back to the drawing board and I came up with a really nice steel 6-inch base to keep it very stable when you have your liner on there. And then I have with a telescoping tube for our post. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little tired tonight, but anyway, we have sliding telescoping tubes that will telescope down all the way into the one, which makes it about 8 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And then our top unscrews from the top like this. And now we can just take and put that right into our luggage. It only takes up 8 inches of luggage, very easy to transport. And then when you get to your hotel room, you just screw it all back together, raise your telescoping tubes to the height that you'd like with your liners. Whoop. And there we go. And you're all set, ready to go. And that's Liner Dock. We're going to have these available to us probably within the next couple of weeks. And it's going to come in a nice cloth drawstring bag so you can keep all the parts in one spot and you're not hunting through your luggage trying to find a top or a base or something like that. You can just put it all in one little drawstring bag. And that's our liner dock. And I'm really excited about that. We just got our patent on that. So we're, I love patents. I don't know why. I just think it's fun. But anyway, we just got that approved and we're ready to go to market with it. And, it's one of those things that's going to be a one-time buy. It's not ever going to wear out on you. So,
Nope.
and that's kind of how I have a good friend of mine who says, Bill, he goes, why do you over-engineer so many things? Like SleevSaver, SleevSaver lasts forever. And it's just how I operate, I guess. I just don't want to be a bad product or get a bad name. So I have a tendency to over-engineer, and that's probably from my background as well. But anyway, yeah, that's what we're all about. And I love the liner dock. I think it fits perfectly. And, Cozy, that is our product. That's our company. Very simple solutions. You won't see me with a new hand or a robotic hand. You're going to see me with very simple solutions and very affordable solutions as well.
And elegant solutions, because honestly, I like that liner dock a lot better than my solution of getting an old broomstick.
Yeah.
So guys, I mean, you think about it, and again, it's a simple solution that you're just like, why didn't anybody think of this beforehand? Because it's a great solution. So let's just review, because y'all know that when it comes to liner and skin hygiene, that is totally one of my huge soapboxes, terrible pun intended. With the liner, I'm always lecturing my patients and y'all as my viewers, once every 24 hours, your liner needs to be cleaned and washed, right? And ideally, you have 2 liners, one that's being washed and is drying, and the other one that's being worn. So that when you're washing it, and we're going to talk about something you can wash it with in just a few minutes, right? Turned inside out, I usually tell my folks, take it into the shower with you or the bath, give it a good cleansing, rinse, rinse, rinse. And then everybody together, when you think you're done, you rinse some more to get all that soapy residue. But then the problem lies, what do you do with it to dry it, right? Because if you lay it like this, open like this, it's going to collect every little bit of lint that is floating around in your house. It'll be on the other side of the house and the lint will find its way onto your line. Okay. So you can't dry it this way. You got to put it back, right? But then the conundrum is, well, if you lay it flat on somewhere, then when you lay it flat, it's not going to get fully dry, right? You got that thing going on. If you lay it on a broomstick, well, then you're looking at a really ugly broomstick in your bathroom. And I know that the missus is not going to be happy with that. I know I wouldn't be. And then much less when you travel, it's really hard traveling on a broomstick unless you're the Wicked Witch of the West. So all these reasons and more that I love just a nice solution of the liner dock. And it's just, again, so you already got a lot of fans on here. Bill, you've got a lot of folks following you guys. Thank you. Thank you for showing up and following. We really, really appreciate it. Justine says, I love your creativeness. Would love it. Robert says, just a really great idea. Robert says, I have a stand I use with bubbles, and when not on bubbles, I use it in my rotation. Bubbles, thanks you. Bubbles, thanks you. Let's see. Sean says, Bill, we need to talk. I have a few ideas. So a lot of folks here are following right now. Let's look at the count, guys. Let's look at this count. All right, ready? I'm going to check again. We're going to take a second. Take a second. I have to refresh my screen. I know. Hang on. Ready? 56. Guys, we need 4 more followers. 4 more followers, and I will pick a winner from who listed here to get a free copy of my Cozy Talk Strong Body book. And then that's on top of, hang on. Let's bring Bill back on. Looks like he popped right off. Let's bring him back on. There you are. Sorry, Bill. It's the gremlin in my computer. It's always a good time when we're live. All right, so guys, keep following on Facebook. Keep following on Instagram. Let's get it to 60 so we can give away a lot of free stuff today. And actually, we have one of our first winners. We have our Facebook winner. All right, our Facebook winner. Hang on. I just had it here a second ago. Marianne. Marianne, congratulations. So Bill is going to be sending you a very nice package. Bill, do you want to let her know what she's going to be receiving today?
Yeah, she is going to receive a 4-bottle kit of Vital Fit,
which is really nice. That brings us to what we're going to be talking about right now. And again, guys, I felt like a kid on Christmas when Bill told me that he wanted to sponsor the show, that he had the SleevSaver, the liner dock, and a few other things coming down the pike, which we can't talk about yet, which is going to drive me nuts. And then that he was going to be bringing Vital Fit back into the equation. That's where I was just and touchdown right there. All right. So guys, I'm going to throw up another one of my fun, fancy QR codes. All right. So who here, quick cozy poll, who here knows about Vital Fit skincare? Because if you've been watching the show for more than 5 minutes, you've heard me talking about Vital Fit. Let's see. In the meantime, Chuck's asking, question about SleevSaver. Sometimes the liner starts to slip down from the top, especially when it is slightly worn out. Would SleevSaver adhere to the inner socket and not slip? So outside of the liner, inside the socket. What are your thoughts on that one, Bill?
Well, my thought on that is you don't want to go inside the socket for a number of reasons. Primarily, one is you don't want to, have a problem with your residual limb because they fit so tight. And then the other thing is SleevSaver will stay where it's at. Okay, once it's applied, it won't slip. Now, if it does slip, what does that tell you? It's lost its adhesion quality. So what you simply do, though, is just take SleevSaver and peel it back off your socket, and you can wash it in mild soap and water, pat dry it or air dry it, and then it'll regain all of its adhesion properties all the way to its original quality. So that's another way, or you could just replace it with a new roll of SleevSaver if you want to. What we have found though with that simple maintenance, it doesn't slip, it stays right where it's supposed to stay. So really there shouldn't be an issue with that at all.
Sounds
I
good.
hope I answered that correction. Did I answer that right? Did I understand the question?
Yes. And you're absolutely right. If there is any slipping going on with the liner, guys, it means the liner is not fitting properly, whether it's because it started to stretch out or perhaps it was just a little too big to begin with, or your limb is really, really shrinking a lot. Okay. So again, those are questions. That's the time when you need to go back to the prosthetist or your physical therapist and just ask them, why is this slipping down? Okay. I do love the extra added at the end part that you mentioned earlier about how that can help get that grip on there. It's funny, like I just realized right now, like my mom of four brain is going. I don't know about you, Bill, but when I was a kid, the knees on my pants and jeans were always wearing out, and my mom had to put like the patches on the jeans.
Yeah.
I think the greatest invention since I became a mom was that they started making pants with that built into the pant itself. Right? I just look at that with the SleevSaver because I'm just like, oh my gosh, how many pants did we ruin as kids just from that, and just the simple invention of putting a protective patch there. So
I tell you, those sleeves get beat up
yeah.
really bad. I mean, they're kind of a tough thing to maintain, and anything you can do to maintain your sleeves, it's really an insurance policy on your sleeve.
Yep.
And and it's very affordable, and price isn't the issue. It's getting the word out there, and every amputee who has tried SleevSaver has like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm not saying that for myself. I'm just saying it because it's a great product. And, we had a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of fun to make. So
Awesome. Linda, thank you so much, guys. Thank you again. Keep the follows going. We're doing great. I saw Greg sneaking around in here. Greg, if you're still here, man, I'm pulling you up. So, Bill, I don't know if you've met Greg Menino. If you haven't, you need to meet this gentleman. Have you met? Do you know who Greg is?
I do know who Greg is, and I need to reach out to Greg. I reached out to him a little bit, but we've been so busy with AOP and everything else. We haven't had an opportunity yet to connect, but it is definitely on my hot button.
Awesome. And then Debbie says, I've been using the SleevSaver for 4 months and it's been a game changer. Thank you. All right.
Good.
So guys,
Good to hear.
It's no. This is great. So guys, we're going to come now to one of my favorite topics, which is about skincare and hygiene of the skin. And this is why I'm bringing Greg Menino into the I'm putting him on the spot because I see him in the comments there. Vital Fit came out quite a few years ago, right? It was a skincare line that was developed by a dermatologist. And basically, because necessity is the mother of invention. There was nothing out there that was specifically designed to be used by an amputee wearing a prosthesis with regards to skincare. Okay. And I would say the first almost 20 years of my career, I spent trying to hodgepodge products from over the counter and trying to test things out. And there was not anything that was really consistently working. So a dermatologist said, let me create something. And that's where the Vital Fit skincare line came from. And those of you who are early viewers of the Cozy Talk show, they were a sponsor of the show, the actual Vital Fit company. We had a wonderful series of shows. Greg was a guest on my show several times. And educating on skincare hygiene. So unfortunately, the company downscaled a little bit, and then Bill decided to bring it back to the forefront of the equation because, again, this is what we have. This is what we have for skincare. So Bill, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you became partnered with Vital Fit and decided to carry that line?
Well, back in, when they first came out, I tried Vital Fit, and I was always struggling with dry skin, skin breakdown, and things like that. And I tried Vital Fit back then, and it just like, the thing I like about Vital Fit is a 4-part system. You really have to use the 4-part system, and their cleanser, and then their daytime, nighttime moisturizer. And then I was actually using a different product for my limbs and doning my liners. And it would piston on me because it was more of a salve. And I got into their liquid to powder. Oh my gosh, what a game changer.
That is my favorite.
I love this liquid to powder, it doesn't cake, they use tapioca starch and a lot of really good, wholesome ingredients to make this product. and it doesn't cake. When you sweat a lot, some liquid to powders will cake on you. Just a great product. I just absolutely love it. And
It's absolutely, yeah.
I know Greg has probably a lot better stories to tell than I do because of his activity levels and things, but what a great guy. And, I look forward to working with him down the road a bit. But, Cozy, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I was very frustrated with high product out there for doning your liners in a lubricant spray. And I became very frustrated with it because they use a lot of isopropyl alcohol and water. And isopropyl alcohol just degrades a liner like no other, and it creates a really sticky liner. They're hard to pull apart.
Yep.
And I have been putting my thinking cap on with the folks at VitalFit or I shouldn't say VitalFit because that's my company now, but with them, with the manufacturer, we're coming
Yeah.
out with a lubricant spray. And the lubricant spray will be non-isopropyl. There won't be any isopropyl alcohol in our lubricant spray. And in fact, we use a common ingredient in the cosmetic industry, and I always but mispronounce the name of it, but it's diamicon. Diamicon?
Okay.
Yeah, and that's used in the cosmetic industry, and we put our heads together with VitalFit on this, and we are going to launch this. We're having our first product ship on Monday, and instead of using isopropyl alcohol, we use SD alcohol, which
Okay.
is an ethanol type alcohol, and the reason for that is it's less intrusive. It doesn't dry the skin out. It doesn't, degrade your liners. And we've had this in trials for a number of months, and people are coming back just absolutely loving it. So, in fact, we were showing it at AOPA and or AAOP, and people are just loving it. They're like, "Wow, that feels so good." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool, So we're coming out with that too. So we want to expand the line where it makes sense. But I tell you what, there are 4 base products: the dry moisture or the liquid to powder, the cleanser, and then we have the nighttime and daytime moisturizer. Yeah, to me, there's nothing better out
It's
there. And I've been in amputee
no,
for a long time.
and I'm trying to keep up with the questions here. So it is not on Amazon, but it's on the website, Rex. So the SleevSaver, go to the SleevSaver, and I tagged you in the reply, SleevSaver.com right now. You can find the actual SleevSaver, okay? You can find the 4-part skincare line for VitalFit. And again, you can order the package or you can order them individually depending on what you have in your stash, which is wonderful. The spray, as Bill mentioned, is going to be coming out very soon. And guys, keep an eye on my social media and keep an eye, obviously, on their social media, because when it does come out, you better believe I'm going to be blasting it all over my social media that it's available. Okay. So let's just kind of go a little bit more in detail with each part of the VitalFit line, because some folks were asking, do we need to use the 4 parts? So I'm going to kind of give my description, and Bill, you make sure I'm staying on track with what I'm saying. All right. So obviously we start off with the cleanser. One of the things I really like about this cleanser, guys, it's not an antibacterial cleanser. Here's why I like that: because we need good natural bacteria on our skin. We don't want to kill the good bacteria on our skin. Okay. So this is a good, gentle cleanser that will help control with the odor, that will help control the bad bacteria, and with sweat management. And the nice thing is you can use it all over, okay? And you can use it on your liner, okay? So it's not going to degrade the quality of your liner. So super, super, super important, okay? So after that, we have the daytime moisturizer. And again, this is the one that for my own patients, I can sometimes add or take away from the equation. Florida, because it's like humid as sin here in Florida, right? In the heavy, heavy summer months, I will tell my people probably not using the daytime moisturizer. However, right now, or if you're in a colder climate or a dry climate, this soaks in beautifully, okay? Before Vital Fit, I had to recommend cocoa butter, and it was great for my burn patients and my patients who had skin grafts. Terrible for my people using prosthetic devices because it just wouldn't soak in enough. But the daytime moisturizer does a great job. So far, so good? So far, so good. Okay. Then nighttime moisturizer. Okay. This is the time to give your skin a spa treatment. Okay. The spa treatment. So if you wear your shrinker at night, this lotion soaks in nicely. Okay. So again, even if you like stuff like cocoa butter, when you put the shrinker on top, it just gets greasy and yucky and it doesn't soak in properly. Okay. If you're not wearing the shrinker, all the better, but this is a really great nourishing lotion for your skin. Okay. And the whole point of having a skincare line, and I know my ladies are already familiar with this because we like to keep our faces looking pretty and with all our skincare stuff. But the whole point is to create a nice balanced skin. That's what we want. Balanced skin is healthy skin, right? Greg's echoing it there for me. He said best cleanser period. And guys, by the way, for those of you who don't know Greg Menino, he's a 22-time Paralympian, Olympian, and he's a prosthetist and AK himself. So if you don't want to listen to me, listen to Greg and listen to Bill, right? Okay. And then liquid to powder, it's definitely my favorite of the product line because as Bill mentioned, it doesn't get cakey and gummy and yucky like some of these drugstore liquid to powder lotions. You can layer it on throughout the day. Yeah, you're seeing he's like working a magic right. You've probably got the softest hands there, man. All right. You can right? You can layer it on. So I've really loved using this again in Florida with the heavy sweat throughout the day, especially the part right here. That's where all that heat rash loves to form on my patients. So right here, and then I'll tell my patients throughout the day to pull it down, layer some more on, and they're good to go, guys. Okay, that liquid to powder lotion is awesome. So yeah, so Emily says I use Aquaphor, but it takes a while to soak in and I have to put it on at night to give it a chance to soak in. Yeah. And that's the biggest problem, like with the Aquaphors, the Cetaphils, the cocoa butters, the antiperspirants, right? You know, again, it takes time to soak in. And then in the morning, if you like taking your shower in the morning or you start to sweat, it kind of brings all that stuff up to the surface and it creates like an oil slick on there. So again, this is just a really fantastic option. Greg brings up an excellent point that the liquid to powder prevents the skin friction, right? So big deal. Absolutely, Greg. Thank you for reminding me of that. Let's see, Deborah.
It's kind of funny, Cozy, is a good friend of mine plays hockey, and he goes, I've been using that Gold Bond or whatever, and he goes, do you think that liquid powder would work? And I go, yeah, I think it will. And so we gave him a bottle of it, and I'm waiting to hear back from him if it worked or not, but I'm pretty sure it has. He was pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
So I was pretty
No. I've used it on my kids. Like I have a couple of kids that have some eczema patches and I've used it on them just to kind of help with the irritation. Long runs, those of you who are long distance runners out there, that chafing happens when you run. Just saying that liquid to powder is awesome. Totally awesome. The skincare products, was Paul saying, okay, so Paul, when you go to the skincare, hang on, I'm going to take you directly to the link. Sorry, Paul, give me a second because I am. All right, Paul, I am posting you the direct link to the products that are on the website. If you go to the general website, or if you want to click on the QR code, the general website is www.sleevesaver.com. Okay. And you go under their shop tab and you will see the different, I believe it's labeled under, you go to their shop tab and it's labeled under lotions and moisturizers. And you'll find it there. So a couple of questions. Oh gosh, Paul is the guy who taught me how to be a PT. So you can either thank him or I don't know, throw eggs at him. Either way, but this is the man responsible for me being the kind of PT that I am today. So he's saying, of course, Kosi, you remember Crisco? Yes, I remember Crisco. The days where yeah. Again, if you're a burn patient with skin grafting, some of this stuff works wonders. And actually, you know what I would love to do, Bill? I would love to see a study done with the VitalFit skincare line on patients with skin grafting. I would love to see a study done there. And I'm going to put that out there.
Whatever. Hey, I'm on board with it, man. If it helps someone, I'm all on board. Absolutely.
Grant says, I've been accused of having more skincare products than my wife. Liquid to powder is my favorite too. Well, I'll tell you what, Grant, like literally, guys, there's very few times that I say one solution fits all. This is one of those incredibly rare occasions. Since I discovered the VitalFit line 8 years ago, that's the only thing I recommend for my patients and my viewers. That's it. If someone comes in and says, well, Kosi, I use this skincare product and I like it and it works for me, and fine, that's great. But most of the time, my patients come to me with skin problems or they just don't know what to do and what to use. And I will either use 1, 2, 3, or 4 of these products, depending on the needs of their skin. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Robert says, thank you, Paul. You created a monster. He did indeed. He did indeed. Poor man. Poor man. And I still don't leave him alone. The guy's been retired now for a few years and he's still getting phone calls from me going, Paul, help. All right. So his the Facebook name, guys, is under SleevSaver. It's spelled, I'm going to put it into the comments right now so that you guys can follow it on Facebook. And then on Instagram, it is, I'm going to post the handle right here as we speak. And that's for Instagram. There we go. All right. You guys are awesome. I'm going to check the count in a couple minutes, man. I'm going to check the count. Let's see. There was another couple of questions. Harsh was asking about the travel kits, if the travel kits are available or if they will be made available in the future.
Yes, we are working very diligently on getting that in and brought in. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but fortunately, we have to have minimums for the tubes, okay? Not so much the product, but the actual package of the product. And those are extremely high numbers, but we are working very diligently on bringing that back. And that is on our A1 priority. So it'll be back, maybe not tomorrow, but it'll come back fairly soon.
And guys, I can attest to you, back when VitalFit was scaling things down a bit a few years ago, and unfortunately they were not able to sponsor the show anymore, I actually looked into it myself to see like, okay, can I keep the VitalFit going? And it's a very expensive thing to bring product to market and to bring all these different things. And I simply was not able to do it. So again, all the more grateful, guys, for Bill, for bringing this back into the equation and just being able to do that. So again, I've had the behind the scenes look to see what it takes to bring a product to market, guys. It's not for the faint of heart. And, Bill, you've done it now with SleevSaver. You're doing it with Liner Doc. You've got VitalFit. You've got the liner spray, which is super cool because I'm so excited to be able to give people something else besides alcohol spray to use. Okay. And you and I talked about other stuff that you've got ideas that I want to say, but I know we can't, we gotta wait. But that are coming out to help, again, the simple, elegant solutions to help with the daily life, and again, cannot say enough wonderful things there. Guys, I'm flipping through here because I just want to make sure. Hey there, ham sandwich. I'm glad you're here. And that's great that I don't care if you're late, you're here. We're glad to have you. We got Earl coming in from California as well. I know, Nan, I've got my QR codes. We're moving and grooving with these QR codes. So let's see. That's actually a very interesting question, Robert. And if we have any of our Bill, maybe you have an answer to this. And if we have any of our prosthetists on board, I would love to know this answer myself. Robert is asking, what do we use to clean the metal parts of our legs? I've been using gun oil, but wondering if there's a product for legs specifically for that. That's a great question.
Wow, that is a great question. I know what I use. I use uh, canola oil. You know,
There you go.
and you know the gun cleaning oil isn't a bad deal either. You know, the only thing I look at is, you know, you don't want to attract dirt. You want to, you know, use something that's gonna not attract dirt. So I think the gun cleaning oil is actually a pretty good idea too. But yeah, I keep it simple. And then if, you know, it's just canola oil, so you know you can't really hurt anything with that. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I use. But my prosthetist always tells me, he goes, Bill, he goes, you every time you come in, I have to blow your legs out so much. You got so much dirt packed in there. He goes, what do you do? And I go, oh, I've been working on laying about 6,000 feet of irrigation pipe, you know. So, you know, we put them through the mark, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
and God bless these manufacturers, you know, they are just so innovative and you know, I owe it all to them for being able to be active and not be in a chair, you know, and that's why I'm really near and dear to this industry because they're very innovative, and I love innovation.
I mean, and again, when I set out announcing the show for tonight and promoting the show, I called you a Renaissance man. And truly, you are the definition of that. I mean, you had this incredible career prior to your accident. You also had a Harley Davidson. Can you just tell us about that? Because that was just a cool story.
Yeah, you know, when I was in the hospital, a good friend of mine, I was always a motorcycle guy, and I love motorbikes. And I had one of my best friends come to the hospital visit me, and he put on the foot of my bed, "Live to ride, ride to live." And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna get back on my bike. I know I am. Well, that was a little harder than I thought, so I just opened a custom motorcycle shop and built my own. And it really became well known. And Glenn Beck had a soldier from Iraq who lost both of his legs, one above, one below. And Glenn Beck was interviewing him, and he goes, Jake, is there anything you haven't done? Because this guy really was very active too. And he goes, I've never been able to get on my motorcycle. And I'm like, I think I might be able to help him on that. And because I had figured it out for me. And so we ended up building an Army veteran who lost both of his legs, Jake Kiesler, a custom motorcycle. And I tell you what a great day that was when I presented him that motorcycle. It was, you could just see it in his eyes, you know, he was just all happy. So it was definitely worth the money to see that.
That
It
is
was fun.
incredible. And I'm thinking, I think you need to put that onto your SleevSaver website. I'm just saying, I think that's a very cool interview to put.
Aw.
I think that's very, very cool. And Deborah is asking, should I get the entire set? I wasn't sure what to get when I was looking at the links. So Deborah, I've posted several links. And again, I will throw up that QR code again. The QR code I have here is to the cleanser. But if you go to the website, you see under the shop section the different products. My recommendation whenever I have someone new coming in that they just don't know where to start with the line or how to take care of their skin, I do recommend that they get one of each: the cleanser, daytime, nighttime, and liquid to powder. And then you'll just use them at different rates, right? If you are somebody who takes 2 showers a day versus 1, obviously you're going to go through the cleanser a little faster. If you live in a humid climate like Florida, you're not going to go through the daytime moisturizer quite as much, right? And then if you are, again, hot, sweaty climate, you'll use perhaps the skin powder lotion a little bit more often. So to start off, I typically recommend to my patients and viewers, get one of each. And then as time goes on, you'll probably end up just replacing one at a time. So that kind of helps spread the cost a little bit there with that. But again, guys, this is fantastic, fantastic products here. With everything that Bill has, wonderful, wonderful solutions. I think we have our Instagram winner. Let's see. It was just flashed on here. Stacy girl, you are the second winner. So Marianne and Stacy, let me put hang on. Let me make sure I keep housekeeping up. All right. Marianne and Stacy, this is my email address. Please send me your address so that Bill can send you your goodie bag. And it's a good one. It's a good one. You're going to get the 4-part skincare line. And if you are using an external sleeve, he's also throwing in a box of the SleevSaver, which is this is a great swag bag, guys. This is an amazing swag bag. All right, Bill, drum roll. We're going to see how many followers you have on Instagram. Let's see if my folks came through.
Come on, peeps.
Let's see if folks came through, guys. Did you guys come through? 64.
Woo!
You guys are awesome. All right, guys. I'm going to randomly scroll. I'm going to randomly scroll until I hit someone who said that they were following. And that person is going to walk away with a book. Let's see. Hang on.
I love your book, Cozy.
Thank you.
I love it. Oh, man.
Nan McDonald, you are watching me on the YouTube channel. I hope you are still on board, darling. Congratulations. I will be sending you one of my books. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to email me your address and tell me if you are in above the knee or below the knee book, so I send you the correct book. All right. So Nan McDonald, I've got you up there. Make sure that you email me, cozy@cozytalks.com. And guys, just as a housekeeping, this email is for you guys. For those of you who are new to the show, okay? The show is for you. Email me your questions. I have a texting service so that you can text me your questions directly as well. And you can also get links whenever I go live. Last but not least, and this is my favorite part right now of Bill's announcement for Bill. Bill is looking for ambassadors and also looking for folks who would like to test his innovative products. Guys, this is super cool. Okay. So if you're interested or curious about becoming an ambassador for SleevSaver, if you're curious about testing some of the products that he has coming out in the next year, okay, how should they contact you, Bill?
They can reach me at bill@sleevesaver.com, or they can reach me on Facebook. And leave me your name, address, all that good stuff, and then we'll be putting everybody through just a short interview to make sure we're a good fit. And it's all about getting the word out to helping amputees. It's not a get rich quick bill here. It's to help everybody that's in our community live a better life, live a more active life, and a more healthier life. And that's what it's all about.
And you're already starting to get volunteers. Justine is volunteering Jen to be an ambassador. Harsh is there. Harsh would be fantastic. He's been using the Vital Fit line for years. He would be phenomenal. Sherry is another phenomenal viewer. We got Kim on board. So folks, reach out to Bill either through his email that I posted there or through his Facebook or Instagram messaging. We had one question on Instagram. So Pam was asking, how long have you been an amputee, Bill?
I became an amputee in 2004.
2004.
So
right.
22 years. Yeah. Yeah.
You have not been resting on your laurels. You've been
No. I'll tell you, my peeps, man. We're all peeps, and we're all in this together, and we're here to help each other, and man, anything I can do, I'm all in.
All right. Guys, it's Robert wants to know, can a puppet be considered?
Is that the puppet that was at ACNC? Oh, absolutely. That gets an extra gold star as far as I'm concerned. That was really cool to see that.
I got to say, Bill, I never thought that in broadcasting the show, I would be interviewing a Muppet. And it was by far one of the, it was a very fun interview. So Bubbles, throw your hat in the ring and let's see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this show up, but it's been a fun show, man. We've had a great time tonight. Guys, thank you again for waiting for us. It was obviously well worth the wait to meet this incredible man here in front of us and everything that he is doing for the amputee community. If you're not able to purchase any of the products right now, that's okay. You can show your support by following SleevSaver on Facebook and Instagram and just visiting his website, guys. The more we can put traffic in there, the more we can help Bill grow what he is doing here. Guys, if you want to be an ambassador or if you're curious about trialing the products, again, bill@sleevesaver.com or message him through Facebook or Instagram. Like, you're getting like so many comments here, Bill. I think you're going to have hopefully what is a full email inbox of folks wanting to be a part of your team to choose from.
Well,
So this
thank you. I look forward to reading every one of them, every email, and I will respond. And, you know, we're all in this together, folks.
Yeah. And guys, we have another show with SleevSaver coming up later this year on August 26th. And then we're going to be bringing out even more fun goodies to share with you at that point. But keep following us on social media. Bill, thank you. Thank you for your support of the show and for being here tonight. I know you are very tired at conference, so we're going to let you get some rest. And guys, as always, thank you for letting us be a part of your lives this evening. For my Catholics out there, happy Ash Wednesday, happy beginning of Lent. And we will see you guys next Wednesday.